Hello friends, this is Sanjay Barnwal. Today I am going to share today I am going to talk on SAP Central Finance. As we all know, SAP Central Finance is a very hot potato in market today. People are ask questions, what is SAP Central Finance? What's the benefits from an organization perspective? So let's discuss in detail. So what is SAP Central Finance? Central Finance is the deployment of an S4 HANA system in an organization, and it works in conjunction with your source systems. Both SAP and non-SAP. So you can connect SAP Central Finance to your Oracle and ECC system to S4 HANA. Central Finance allows finance innovations available in S4 HANA for the finance user community. So once it is deployed, and users will be able to utilize all the S4 HANA innovations for their source systems using the Fiori Launchpad. Benefits of Central Finance. It gives you a single source of truth. As the data gets replicated to S4 HANA system, businesses can have one single source of truth for their financial and management reporting. All the transactions from the source system, whether it is Oracle or ECC, gets posted to SCDOCA table through Central Finance, which is your universal journal table. You are able to do the fast closing. So Central Finance coupled with Financial Closing Cockpit provides you a new centralized view to organize the sequence and governance of closing tasks across your multiple ERP systems. It's a non-disruptive adoption, simplification and innovation. So you don't need to upgrade your existing source systems to get the benefits of Central Finance. It also helps you to realize a common chart of accounts and simplified governance of your master data. It provides a potential for your central processes execution, which I will be sharing in detail later on. So it has a capability of dedicated central reporting with SAP and non-SAP ERP systems. And finally, it's the move towards SAP S4 HANA. So it's a non-disruptive step towards system consolidation. A real-time transaction gets posted into Central Finance instance through SLT, as you can see here. So you have these different ERP system. It could be SAP any release. It could be 4.7, 4.6C, ECC 6. So there will be certain action items you need to take if it is below SAP ECC 6 support pack level 8. Then any non-SAP systems. Using through SLT, real-time replication then happens to S4 HANA Central Finance system. Existing systems remain untouched. Transaction level data then get replicated into SAP S4 HANA, which gives you benefit. So user gets the cutting edge user interface like Fiori apps. You also get the benefit of harmonized master data for your planning, consolidation and reporting purposes. These are the different transactions that flows into Central Finance. So you have FICO related postings, CO postings which are directly happening in CO, which does not create any FI document, and then cost object. So cost object like internal order, plant maintenance order, they also get replicated in real time to SAP Central Finance through SLT. SLT stands for Landscape Transformation Replication Server. So we can see here you have it's SAP HANA database, and then Central Finance accounting interface. You also use MDG for the master data mapping, and then there is another thing called AIF, Application Interface Framework, for error correction handling. There are some exceptions that not all finance transactions can be replicated. So these are the transactions which can't be replicated, like recurring entries. If you have any sample documents, noted items cannot be replicated. Park documents can't be replicated. Balance carry forward again can't be replicated. Then finally, asset transactions. Asset transactions don't get replicated completely. Only the postings happen to a reconciliation GL account. So if you want to view any asset related reports, then you have to go to your source systems. So let's understand how the master data and cost objects get mapped in central finance environment. So MDG, it can be embedded in your central finance S/4HANA system, or you can have it as a standalone. For embedded, there is no separate license required, and all the master data need to be mapped in MDG, like GL, cost center, profit center, material master, cost element. In central finance, you do the mapping of cost object data like internal order, plant maintenance order, equipment order, and AIF, as I mentioned earlier, application interface framework. Here you do the error monitoring and resolution. Central finance gives you opportunities for your data cleansing. You identify any master data overlap or any duplicate master data. These are the scalable processes which will be possible when you implement central finance. So your financial reporting, management reporting, business analytics, tax reporting, so all these things you can achieve in a centralized environment. You can carry out your intercompany reconciliation, you can have your central payables, central receivables, credit management, all these elements like cash management you can have on a centralized basis, cash position, liquidity forecast you can have in a centralized environment. It provides you real-time consolidation, planning and budgeting. These are the replication scenarios under central finance. Cost objects, for example. So central finance allows you replication of all cost objects like orders, internal order, production order, product cost collector, service order, QM order, plant maintenance order. Even changes in orders are also replicated. However, settlement rules are not replicated. You can have the mapping based on 1:1 or n:1. N represents your N in source system. FICO postings then is another scenario. So replication of all the financial postings, including your primary CO postings from accounts payable and accounts receivables. Even changes you make to a document through FB02 also get replicated. However, postings from fixed assets from the source system currently post only to the reconciliation account. Then CO secondary postings also get replicated, which are not coming from your finance module. Commitment postings also get replicated coming from your purchase requisition and purchase order. So that helps you for your accrual postings and all in central finance. Projects then also get replicated. So replication of projects and WBS elements happen with ALE and IDOC. However, replication of networks is not included. Now let's talk about central payment. What is central payment? In a central finance scenario, central payment allows you to make centralized payments and perform centralized clearing activities in the central finance system instead of each source system. All the invoice and credit memos are replicated from one or more source systems via SLT to your central finance system. Once you post any transactions related to customer and supplier open items, they are immediately technically cleared in the source system and they get replicated in the central finance system. It enables a centralized open item management in the central finance system. Activation is per company code for central payments. All the subsequent processes based on your customer vendor open item have to take place in your central finance only once you have activated central payment. Some of the prerequisites. So you must define the company code for which you want to activate the central payment, and once you have activated central payment for a company code, you cannot deactivate it. That's very important to understand. Once activation happens, then all the invoices posted in the source system are technically cleared. These invoices get replicated to central finance system and are paid there. However, for company codes which are not activated for central payment, you need to post invoices in source system. The invoices posted in source system still remain open, and you need to pay them in the source system only. All the clearing, payments, everything happens in the source system, and they get replicated to central finance for reporting purposes. So it ensures that duplicate payments don't happen, because you will have payments in source system only for those companies where you have not activated central payment. Before activation of central payment, you must consider these points. You plan your cutover date for period end, which could be month end or year end, after the closing activities. You also need to ensure withholding tax accumulation. Activation of tax consistency checks is very important before the activation of central payment. You also consider all the dependent processes regarding your historical open items. And then finally you process all your error messages in SAP AIF. Let's talk about central finance process, like what are the stages. So you start with initial load of data. Once initial load of data has started, so you do the initial load from source system to CFIN via SLT, and you carries out all the resolution in AIF system. Once the errors have been resolved, then you switch on the real-time replication in central finance. Before doing the initial load of data in central finance, you need to perform these many activities. So you have to execute all your scheduled jobs, and then you don't schedule any other new jobs. Perform your closing activity for asset postings like depreciation and all. Check if there is any update termination in SM13. Carry out your period log, OB52 and OKPI for actual and plan. Then you need to execute these different reports like RFI and DEX, TFC underscore compare underscore VZ, RM07 MBST, RM07 MMFI. Once you have done all these execution of reports, then business needs to do the reconciliation before the initial load, and you ask your business to generate documents for that, so that once the initial load starts and it comes to central finance, business can compare the detailed result. These are important SAP notes related to central finance. So 218457 is your SAP central finance fact note. It contains lots of information, so you should go through this note first. Then this is very critical note 2323494. It gives you notes applicable for source systems, the OSS notes which you need to apply to a source system dependent on your version or your support pack level. Another important note, although these are all important, but I would also suggest you to go through 2346233, central payment for SAP Central Finance pilot note for activating central payment. Central payment is considered as pilot note by SAP, so you must request for its activation through S note, through OSS message. From 1909 S4HANA, SAP has made CSPC mandatory for central payment. So go through this note as well. Finally, these are the business functions. So fins underscore cfin is must for you to activate for the central finance before you start any configuration activities. Then these are other business functions you can activate. So friends, this is what I have today on central finance, and I hope I could enlighten you with the concepts and some benefits and some important notes in central finance. There are lots of documents to read, and SAP provides central finance admin guide, so you can go through that. And yes, central finance is a very nice thing happened in for the finance community, and lots of people, I have seen lots of businesses are adopting central finance, so to convert their source systems to S4HANA without to have the real time replication of data from their source system to S4HANA. However, it's more for the large businesses where their source systems are available in different geographies or different locations. They have multiple systems and they don't want to take risk of converting all these systems in one go to S4HANA. So central finance is the perfect solution for that. So thank you so much friends, and if you have any question, please connect with me.